I came across this video and I wanted to share it. Welcome to Hearts and Wallets. My name is Tilly. Let's get right into it.
I wanna be like you, Jesus, 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 Jesus. I wanna be like you, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
5 million in cash is not the equivalent of 5 million in credit.
Wow. 5 million in cash is not the equivalent to 5 million in credit. We are getting to a place where we are like, there's a fine line between being financially responsible and irresponsible. $5 million in cash trumps $5 million in credit every single day of the week, every single hour of the day. And this is why. If you leverage credit, you're going to have interest. Say, for instance, you have a line of credit for $5 million. You are financially responsible because nobody is going to give you $5 million of a line of credit without your credit being very good to excellent. So you're going to have some type of history of being good at finances, right? So that's fine. Here's the thing. Saying stuff like that will get someone who maybe has good credit but doesn't have the is not aware of interest and how interest works on that line of credit. It's going to be anywhere between 7% and 10% every year on a line of credit that big, right? So if you're going to leverage that, which means you're going to use a portion of it, maybe $500,000 or $1 million, and go and invest in something, you're going to be paying interest on that investment. That's not like free money. And I think that is where there's so much confusion about credit versus cash. You are going to have to pay interest on credit. With cash, use the same example. You want to take $250,000, $500,000 or $1 million and invest. You're not going to pay interest on your own money. As a matter of fact, someone is going to be paying you interest.
Once I get to, let's just say 5 million, that's my North Star. I now can get into building communities. And that's my North Star, something I always wanted to do, because growing up, I never stayed in a house that had upstairs and downstairs. So now if I can go and build this type of community where I can say, man, look at this is what I accomplished. That's personally for me. I wouldn't say go out and try to get millions and millions of dollars in credit if you don't need it, but just understanding what you want to do with it. What's your dream? What's your North Star? And for me, that 5 million is my North Star.
Understand what he's saying. That's his North Star. So $5 million in credit. I can understand where he's coming from. And I will say he's more than likely so financially responsible that he could do this. And it takes years of practicing how to be good with money, how to be good with credit. Like literally your credit is how you deal with debt. And so if you stack up a whole lot of debt and you're not paying it off, of course your credit is going to plummet. He sounds like he knows how to deal with debt. He knows how to navigate with debt and so forth. But he's more than likely been doing it for years. So I get what he's saying. 5 million is his North Star. Right now, my North Star, $250,000 in credit card. Not credit card debt, but a credit card limit or a line of credit, about $250,000. I want to start there. I'm 50% there. So I get him saying his North Star is 5 million.
5 M's. Cash or in credit?
In credit, but because you can leverage that. Listen, 5 million in cash is not the equivalent of 5 million in credit. Dave.
Listen, even Shams was like, bro, I don't get that. Like that makes no sense. Like it doesn't even make sense. $5 million in cash trumps $5 million in credit every single day, every single hour, every single minute, and every single second. And people who really understand what you're doing gets it. Like, let's keep going.
I want to hear what the viewers gonna have to say.
Oh, that's another reason why I did that too, because he said he wanted to hear what the viewers had to say, and I think it's totally crazy. Like it doesn't make sense from a numbers perspective only. We're only talking about numbers. If I'm leveraging my credit to make money, I'm going to pay interest, and I'm going to pay a premium of interest. Let's just run quick math real quick. If you had a $5 million line of credit paying about, let's say, 6 to 10% interest per year, that is anywhere between $300,000 to $500,000 in interest alone. So you're not going to make money. Like if you were to use that, even if you were to use $1 million to like buy a couple houses, do this, invest, you're going to be paying them interest. So you're going to be at a net negative, not a net positive. If you had $5 million of cash and you did the same thing, you're not paying interest. So the probability of you making money with cash is way higher than with credit. Let's keep going.
$5 million in available credit. $5 million in cash. You're pulling from the $5 million that you got to pay back.
Correct.
You could pull from your own $5 million and pay yourself back.
Dave is starting to get it right now. This is awesome. Like, okay, them wheels are turning. Like, so if I take $5 million, let's keep going.
Here's one play that I would do. I would take $1 million. I would then go and put $1 million in, let's just say like a shared secured loan, pledge loan, if an institution allows that much.
I have so many questions here. Here's my first question. If I take $1 million out, that's going to be interest that I'm going to pay. So I'm going to take $1 million out and go get a secured loan. This is like double interest payments. Like, think about this. If you, and I understand exactly what he's saying, but numbers wise, you're not going to be at a net positive. You're going to be in the red. If I take $1 million from a line of credit and I go get a secured loan, now I'm paying interest on two things. I'm paying it on the line of credit and I'm paying it on the new loan. There's no way I'm coming out of that. Like in leveraging the banks.
Understand the banking part of it. Without banks, I don't want to go as far as say it wouldn't be any wealth, but if you're not leveraging that system, that's what I'm trying to get the viewer to understand is that, listen, if you get, let's just say, for example, $5 million, you can leverage that multiple times.
You can't beat that system, in my opinion. They are studying you. They're studying your habits. Like debt, they want you to be in debt because the more you're in debt, the more you line their pockets because that's more interest that you're paying them. I get what he's saying, but I have so many questions because it doesn't make sense.
You can't go and get approved for, or you can't even get in certain rooms because of the credit. So I'm gonna say, like, credit, I think personally is king overall. Like, I think credit is the ultimate leverage tool. Cash is depleting every single day.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I think we are getting to a place that is unrealistic with credit and debt and, money and leveraging. And if I have $1 million in cash and I have a terrible credit score, it doesn't matter. I can get in whatever room that I want to get into. Matter of fact, I'll buy the room. I am the room. Matter of fact, y'all come to my room. I ain't got to go to your room at this point. Credit is one of the number one ways that people get stuck. Because unless you are literally building these types of habits and behaviors with money before you even have credit, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have what credit score you have. If you don't have habits with money, and so I would even say this, somebody with $1 million who has had that habit of saving, being financially responsible, their different disciplines. It doesn't matter about their credit score. It doesn't. Dave Ramsey, which is like one of the top financial gurus of our time, and all of his constituents do not have credit scores. You know what they do have? Cash. Because you know what cash is? It's king. And he says it all the time, cash is king. It's so true. Like credit, yes, credit can help you. But if you have cash, it trumps credit every day, all day. All right, that's all I have. Listen, I'll be back with another one next Friday, Debt Free Friday. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. Like, if you think like, okay, Tilly, you're a little off, girl. Let me know what you think, because I think that we are getting into the crazy part of this credit and leveraging. We're stepping into psycho, stepping into crazy, because you can't leverage everything. All right, till next time. See ya.